Today on June 12th, before midnight, Archangel Michael says you must act fast. What they are hiding will shock you. The time has been marked. The moment has been set in the heavens. June 12th is not an ordinary day, and this is not an ordinary message. This is a divine dispatch sent from the throne of God, released through my voice. I, Archangel Michael, speak not by permission of man, but by command of the Most High. Before midnight strikes on this appointed day, you must act. You must discern. You must obey. The urgency you feel is not anxiety. It is activation. The weight in your spirit is not confusion. It is confirmation. For you are being called into a deeper place of awareness, a deeper place of warfare, and a deeper place of witness. What you are sensing, that odd stirring in your soul, that strange atmosphere around certain people, that unspoken tension behind what they don't say, is not paranoia. It is divine perception. The heavens have opened a temporary window of clarity, but only the sensitive will see. Only the alert will hear. Only the obedient will move. This message is not for the distracted, nor for the disobedient. It is not for the comfortable, nor the casual. It is for those whose ears burn when truth is near. It is for those who feel the weight of what has been hidden, even before the words are spoken. For they are hiding something, and what they are hiding is closer than it appears. Behind the smiles, behind the gestures, behind the reassurances, a secret festers. They think it will remain buried. They think you will never know. They think heaven is asleep to what they have done, what they are doing, and what they intend to do. But heaven has seen it, and heaven is responding. You were not meant to stumble upon this message. You were summoned to it. The date is set, June 12th. The deadline is declared, before midnight. Why this date? Because it is written in the scrolls of time. Because this is a divine checkpoint. Because there are spiritual tests that are not announced. They are revealed. This is one of those moments. You will not be judged by how loudly you act, but by how deeply you discern. Stillness is your first instruction. Silence is your strength. Before you act, you must be still. Before you speak, you must see. Do not ignore the unease. Do not brush off the sense that something is shifting. The ones hiding this don't know that the spotlight is already on them. The ones orchestrating lies don't know that their hourglass has already flipped. The ones playing both sides don't know that heaven has drawn the line. And you, yes, you, are being positioned for the reveal. This is not only about them. It is about you. It is about whether you will respond when heaven whispers, or whether you will wait until the earth shakes. Some will mock this message. Some will scroll past. Some will say, it's not that deep. But those with ears to hear will feel the fire in their bones. They will sense the divine tension. They will know, not with their mind, but with their spirit, that something sacred is about to be shown. This is a cosmic test, and only the discerning will pass it. So hear me now, for what is hidden is near, and the ones you least suspect may be the very ones involved. Don't look far. Look close. Don't listen to their words. Watch their patterns. Before midnight, you must decide, will you confront in the flesh or discern in the spirit? Will you accuse or will you observe? Heaven is waiting for your alignment. The divine realm is watching how you move. Stay still. Be silent. Be aware. And prepare your spirit for what is about to be uncovered. For what they thought you'd never find out is now being unveiled by the Most High Himself. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. You don't have long. You do not have the luxury of waiting until it feels comfortable, until you've figured it all out, until it makes perfect sense. This is not the kind of moment where you delay. This is not the kind of hour where you wait for confirmation from others. You've already received the signs. You've already felt the tightening in your spirit. You've already witnessed the disruption, the silence, the strange glances, the unease. And still, you hesitated. Still, you questioned yourself. But I tell you now, you cannot hesitate any longer. Before the stroke of midnight on June 12th, your response will be recorded in the heavenly realm. The books are open. The watchers are awake. The angels are moving between realms, and the Spirit of God is searching the earth for those who are alert, surrendered, and listening. Time, in the Spirit, is not counted by minutes and hours. It is counted by obedience and urgency. And the urgency is now. This message is not for everyone. No, this summons is only for the awakened, for the ones who have felt a shift in the atmosphere, for the ones who have seen the numbers, heard the whispers in dreams, sensed something off, and yet could not name it. This word is not for the not for the skeptical, not for the lukewarm. This is a call to the consecrated, to the ones who have eyes that see and ears that hear, to those who are not just surviving, but spiritually positioned to rise. The Spirit says, you saw the signs, but ignored the silence. Oh yes, you recognized the patterns. You noticed how some things stopped flowing. You noticed how certain people withdrew, how certain doors closed, how your spirit started to stir when you entered certain places. But you brushed it off. You told yourself it was just a season. You excused what could not be explained. You tolerated what should have been discerned. But now, heaven says no more. No more delay. No more denial. No more distraction. You are being summoned into sacred stillness, not to be passive but to perceive, not to retreat but to receive. For tonight, and yes, I say tonight, heaven leans in to observe your response. The spiritual realm is on alert. The line between the natural and the divine has thinned, and those who are sensitive will feel it. The air feels different. The time feels strained. That's not fear you're feeling. That's divine compression. Something is pressing against the veil. Something is trying to break through. This is not emotional. This is not psychological. This is spiritual. Pause. Yes, pause, and let your spirit inhale what your mind cannot explain. Listen. Yes, listen. Not with your ears, but with your inner man. Tune out the noise. Tune out the commentary. Tune out the familiar voices that have kept you bound in cycles. Because tonight, heaven is speaking, but it will not shout. It will not repeat. It will not argue for your attention. Obey. Yes, obey. Quickly, precisely, and without question. For what is being required of you is not common. The test before you is not obvious. It is hidden within the movements of the day. It is cloaked in the words of those close to you. It is buried inside of a moment that will seem routine, but spiritually, it will be a crossroads. This night is not like other nights. This date, June 12th, is not a random one. It is encoded. It is written. And before the date turns over, before the hand of the clock reaches midnight, you will either have stepped into divine precision or wandered into unnecessary delay. The difference will not be external. It will be spiritual. And the effects will unfold for months to come. You will not be able to say you weren't warned. You will not be able to say heaven was silent. You will not be able to say you didn't feel something shift inside of you as these words pierced your soul. Because you know. Deep down, you've always known. You've known there was more happening behind the scenes. You've known certain people were not who they appeared to be. You've known you were being watched, evaluated, measured. And yet, you kept waiting for confirmation in the natural, when God was already speaking in the spirit. I, Michael, the Archangel of War, stand in position, sword drawn, angels assigned, the gates of heaven ready to respond. But I cannot move where you have not obeyed. The battle awaits your discernment. The war waits for your surrender. Tonight, heaven waits to see how you respond. Stillness is power. Silence is strategy. Obedience is everything. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. You feel it, don't you? There's been a strange ache inside your spirit, a tension that cannot be named. You've told yourself it's just stress. You've tried to explain it away as exhaustion. But the truth is this: your soul knows something is off. Your atmosphere has shifted. The ones around you have shifted. The dreams you've been having, the names that keep echoing, the messages that appear at random, none of it is coincidence. You are not imagining the pressure. You are not overreacting to the silence. You are under spiritual surveillance. And the ones hiding the truth, they've gotten too comfortable in your presence. They smile with ease. They speak with charm. But deep within, they are hiding hands soaked in the evidence of deception. They know something you're not supposed to find out. They've whispered your name in circles that mock your purpose. They've shared what was sacred. They've diluted what was divine. Listen to me. Your spirit has already exposed them. You don't need evidence in the natural. You don't need to catch them in the act. The betrayal has already occurred in the spirit, and your discomfort is heaven's alarm. They smile but spy. They embrace but extract. They say they're proud but plot in silence. You've wondered why the energy shifted when you walked into the room. You've asked yourself why certain conversations end when you approach. You felt eyes on you, and yes, you were right. You're being watched, not with admiration, but with strategy. They're observing your steps. They are mimicking your words. They're measuring your rise, not to celebrate it, but to contain it. Heaven has permitted this, not to harm you, but to reveal what was never truly for you. This exposure is not punishment, it's protection. But you must not ignore the clues. You must not dismiss the spiritual signals. The text you receive out of nowhere. The sudden urge to wake up in the middle of the night. The dream you had, repeating the same symbol again and again. Those were not random. They were divine alerts. The people you trusted, the ones who were once safe, are now being exposed through the eyes of the Spirit. And while part of you wants to believe the best, while part of you wants to hold on to the familiar, you must recognize this. Your discernment is being sharpened through disruption. The more confused your emotions feel, the clearer your spiritual perception becomes. You've been too quiet lately, and that silence has unsettled them. You've withdrawn from conversations. You've become guarded with your words. You've started sensing who really supports you and who just wants access. That inner conflict you feel, the urge to confront versus the instinct to observe, is part of your awakening. You are walking through a hallway of divine tension. Every step is revelation. Every delay is confirmation. Every uncomfortable feeling is prophetic. Ask yourself, who changed when your blessings came in? Who grew distant when your clarity increased? Who has become strangely quiet while pretending to cheer you on? You know the answers. Heaven is not asking you to accuse. Heaven is asking you to acknowledge. The mystery you're sensing is not meant to paralyze you. It's meant to prepare you. Because what they are hiding will shock you, not because it's too big to believe, but because it's been so close all along. You were not wrong. You were not crazy. You were not being dramatic. You are discerning. And now, discernment must become decision. Let heaven guide your next step. Let silence be your shield. Let stillness expose what conversation would only conceal. The battle is no longer external. It is spiritual. And the ones watching you have no idea. Heaven is watching them. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a revelation. You'll receive prophetic insight, divine strategies, and Holy Spirit-infused updates to help you stay spiritually sharp. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if this message confirms what you felt. Blessing code 777 is now active in your atmosphere. Let me now tell you what few have the eyes to see. This chaos around you is not a punishment. It is a purification. The conflict, the betrayal, the silence, the confusion. It is all part of heaven's method of refining the chosen. This is the spiritual separation that has long been prophesied. The wheat is being separated from the weeds. The true are being pulled away from the false. And you are in the center of the divine divide. You have been asking, why am I under such heavy attack? The answer is simple. Because of who you are becoming. Your presence agitates what is impure. Your growth threatens what is stagnant. Your light exposes what is hidden. The moment you began ascending spiritually, the war began in full force. This is not accidental. This is assignment. And yes, it hurts. It hurts to see those you loved act strange. It hurts to realize the very ones you celebrated were secretly resentful. It hurts to sense something is off but not have the proof to confront it. But I say to you, this pain is spiritual permission. It is the divine evidence that your elevation has begun. Not everyone is being sifted at this level. Only the anointed. Only the appointed. Only the called. The enemy did not come for your comfort. The enemy came for your clarity. The goal was never to destroy your life. It was to distort your discernment. Because if you doubt what you feel, if you ignore what you sense, if you stay entangled with those God has already marked for removal, you will delay the unveiling of your destiny. But I, Michael, tell you, heaven is tracking your every response. Every time you bit your tongue. Every time you walked away instead of retaliating. Every time you chose prayer instead of petty. Every moment you chose peace instead of proving your point. It was recorded in the courts of heaven. You have passed tests you didn't even know were being given. This is not a breakdown. This is a breakthrough dressed in divine disguise. What you thought was a loss was actually the loosening of spiritual bondage. What you thought was betrayal was actually an angelic redirection. What you thought was abandonment was actually heaven clearing the room for your coronation. Let me say it plainly. You were too loyal to the unassigned. You stayed where your spirit had already left. You honored what had already expired. and so heaven had to shake it loose. Yes, the earth. But it was holy. You are being watched by angels, not to see you fall, but to confirm your rise. Respond not in flesh. Do not curse what God is using to cleanse you. The friction is the filter. The silence is the scan. The conflict is the test. The chaos is the consecration. And while you may feel alone, you are surrounded. You are upheld. You are being strategically protected by unseen hands. The war is real, but the victory is already written. Do not go back to what God has used warfare to bring you out of. The betrayal was divine. The delay was divine. The emotional weight was divine. You are being made unrecognizable to your old environment, and the moment of your spiritual metamorphosis is nearing its fullness. Now walk with your head high, for heaven is framing every conflict with destiny. Type I am rising if this part speaks directly to you. Blessing code 1414 now flows through your bloodline. The enemy is not waiting until you feel ready. He does not pause while you gather your thoughts. He does not delay until your emotions stabilize. He does not consult your comfort before making his move. I speak to you now, before dawn breaks, before June 12th becomes June 13th, unseen agenda is being pushed forward, and the ones behind it are counting on your hesitation. They are banking on your emotional fatigue. They are assuming your silence means surrender. But what they fail to understand is this: you are being prepared in silence, not paralyzed by it. You must watch what happens in the next 72 hours. Yes, I said it clearly, the next 72 hours will be marked with divine signals. There will be unusual activity. People who have gone silent will suddenly speak. Things you lost track of will resurface. Old wounds may be poked not by accident, but by assignment. This is not coincidence. It is confrontation. It is clarity. It is heaven pulling back the veil to show you what's moving in the dark. You will feel pressure in places you thought were secure. You may notice energy shifts in rooms that once felt peaceful. And in that pressure, in that disruption, you will be tempted to respond too quickly, to defend yourself, to prove your innocence, to confront without discernment. But do not move out of impulse. This is spiritual turbulence, not personal offense. You are feeling the vibration of spiritual warfare pressing through natural spaces. The ones hiding behind smiles, behind emails, behind religious language, behind fake support, are preparing to act. But here is what they do not know. While they plan in secret, heaven listens in silence. Nothing is hidden from the throne. No plot is unseen. No intention is ignored. The spiritual court has already convened, and the angels have been dispatched to your name. Every whisper spoken about you in darkness has been captured by divine intelligence. But now, your role must shift. You must come out of emotional reaction and step into spiritual readiness. You are not the victim. You are the vessel. You are not surrounded by enemies. You are surrounded by evidence. The spiritual world is not quiet. It is watching. Your alignment in these next few hours matters more than you realize. And though you are not being given every detail, you have already been given every cue. You've seen the coded hints, the number patterns, the repeated phrases, the emotional tightness that hits you at odd times. That sharp awareness when someone says too much, or says nothing at all. Heaven has sent hints, signals, movements. And though I cannot reveal the full picture now, not yet, you already know what you need to know. You've just been afraid to admit what you see. But I say this with urgency. If you wait for them to strike before you spiritually position yourself, you will find yourself reacting instead of reigning. You must prepare now. You must discern now. You must observe everything, not through suspicion, but through spirit. Something is moving. Something is stirring. Something is coming to light. You are not being left in the dark. You are being trained to see in the dark. This turbulence is not to harm you. It is to harden your discernment. Because you are entering a season where clarity must go before confidence. You are about to witness a moment when what was concealed will be fully revealed, and when that happens, you must be spiritually fortified, not emotionally distracted. They move before dawn, but heaven moves before they do. Be still. Be alert. Be aligned. Type "I am alert" in the comments if this word is piercing your spirit. Lesson code 1212 has now gone before you. Now hear me clearly, for in this hour, your safety is not secured by your speed but by your stillness. The Lord of hosts is not asking you to run. He is not asking you to retaliate. He is not asking you to expose them. He is asking you to stay hidden under his wing, wrapped in obedience and covered by silence. Do not react. Respond in silence. Because your reaction, if it is fleshly, will feed their assignment. But your stillness, if it is spiritual, will confuse their surveillance. They are waiting for a crack. They are watching for a slip. But they will not find one. Because heaven is now your strategy. Heaven is your hiding place. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not retreat. Silence is warfare. It is the sound of trust. It is the proof that you know who fights for you. Do not be baited. Do not take their words personally. Do not try to explain yourself to minds that have already decided. The more you speak in this season, the more they will twist. But if you stay still, truly still, heaven will speak for you. Do not respond to the false accusations. Do not clarify what they already know. Do not try to convince people to stay who were never called to cover you. Let them walk. Let the lies grow. Let the fire rise, because what they don't realize is that your obedience makes you untouchable. While they plan God positions, the Father is not behind. He's ahead. He is already setting traps for the enemy. He is already reordering names. He is already preparing the next stage. You may feel invisible, but that is your protection. You may feel overlooked, but that is your promotion in disguise. Obscurity is where God trains his warriors. While they gather in groups to discredit you, heaven is dispatching angels to shield you. Every moment you say nothing, your crown grows. Every moment you keep walking without defending yourself, your anointing deepens. Heaven honors restraint. Heaven rewards discipline. Heaven moves when you stop moving in your own strength. And the protection you are now under is not just external. It is divine alignment. Your mind is being protected. Your name is being preserved. Your purpose is being guarded by the blood of the Lamb. You are surrounded. You are shielded. You are safe. Your silence is protecting what you've built. Your stillness is keeping what they hope to ruin. And the more they try, the more heaven turns. The more they plot, the more the host of angels circle your territory. They will grow frustrated. They will try harder. But it will not work. Because when God covers a person, no lie can undo it. And this is your divine instruction. Do nothing unless the Spirit leads. Say nothing unless the Spirit prompts. Trust the quiet. In that quiet, you are being made dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. In that quiet, you are being cloaked in wisdom. You are becoming a mystery that cannot be tracked, a vessel that cannot be touched, Now remain still. Remain focused. And let heaven finish what it started. Type I will be still in the comments to activate angelic protection. Blessing code 888 now surrounds your household. Now lift your head. You have walked through the fire, and still, you remain. You have endured the hidden conversations, the silent betrayals, the sudden distance from people who once swore allegiance to you. You've watched the enemy take familiar faces and twist their purpose against you. And still, you stand. Still, you breathe. Still, you press forward. You not see who you've become. You are no longer who you used to be. The old you would have reacted. The old you would have crumbled under the weight of the lies. The old you would have tried to fix, tried to chase, tried to explain. But not now. Not anymore. Because you have evolved in the dark. You have been transformed in the shadows. And where they thought they buried you, heaven planted you. Your silence was your sword. Your stillness was your shield. While they whispered about you, you whispered to God. While they plotted, you prayed. While they moved with agendas, you moved with alignment. You may have felt like nothing was happening, but everything was happening. You were being fortified. You were being trained. You were being made unrecognizable to your enemies. This is why some cannot connect with you anymore. This is why old spaces feel strange, old conversations seem empty, and old relationships feel forced. Because you've outgrown their version of you. They only knew the broken version, the begging version, the uncertain version. But that version is no longer here. It died in the fire. It was consumed in the battle. It was buried beneath the pressure. And now you walk as a warrior. You have passed through divine refinement. The flames did not destroy you. They revealed you. The opposition did not ruin you. They resurrected you. You are not a victim of the fire. You are its product. You are proof that purification works. You are proof that obedience unlocks transformation. Now, heaven calls you to walk boldly. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. No more second-guessing your discernment. No more explaining your value to people too blind to see it. You carry weight in the spirit. You carry oil that cost you everything. And now, it is time to move as one who is anointed, appointed, and armed with heaven's authority. They won't recognize you, and that's the point. You were never meant to be familiar to those who were temporary. The ones who truly carry your purpose will recognize your spirit, not just your face. And the ones who cannot handle your light will try to dim it. But you must keep shining anyway. Let the ones who left stay gone. Let the ones who doubted stay silent. Let the ones who underestimated you watch in awe. Because what God is doing in you next will not be hidden. Your transformation is about to go public, not for attention, but for assignment. And when you walk into your next season, walk tall. You carry scars, and those scars are sacred. You carry oil, and that oil is holy. You carry power, and that power is unstoppable. Heaven did not pull you through all of this just to return to normal. Heaven refined you to release you. Heaven stripped you down to rebuild you. And the next time they try to access the old version of you, they will not find it. Because that version no longer exists. You've crossed over. You've been purified. You've been tested and proven. You are no longer in hiding. You are now in position. Type I have risen in the comments if you feel this shift in your soul. Lesson code 444 is now igniting your path. Now comes the unveiling. Now comes the release. All of the pain you endured. All of the confusion. All of the delay. All of the betrayals, they were not random. They were scheduled. They were orchestrated. Not by man, but by the divine hand of God. What you walked through was not punishment. It was preparation for prophetic release. Hear me. This storm did not come to destroy you. It came to unlock you. There was an assignment over your life that could not be activated until the false coverings were removed. There was a calling too powerful to be revealed in the wrong company. There was a spiritual elevation that demanded spiritual isolation. And so, heaven waited for your heart to mature, waited for your spirit to stabilize, waited for your trust to shift from people to God. And now, it is here. Now, it is time. The storm has done its work. The betrayal has done its work. What was once delayed is now due. Yes, it's release season. Your name has been whispered in rooms you didn't know existed. Your purpose has been announced in heaven's courtroom. The angels have spoken your name as one chosen for next-level impact. The warfare you've endured, it was never about what you had. It was always about what you carry. You carry future. You carry authority. You carry divine blueprints. The time has come for what was hidden to be revealed. The mask has fallen. The false support has been exposed. The spiritual weight that hovered over you has lifted. And now the heavens announce, this one is ready. And I, Archangel Michael, declare this. The enemy tried to deter you. The enemy tried to distract you. The enemy tried to delay you. But heaven overruled the enemy's timeline. What they meant to hinder you only humbled you. What they meant to confuse you only consecrated you. What they meant for evil has now been flipped into holy evidence. You passed the test. You stayed in alignment. And now, you are being released. No more holding your breath. No more playing small. No more waiting for permission from people who were never meant to understand your calling. You have heaven's permission. You have divine backing. And you are stepping into a season of supernatural acceleration. This is your confirmation. You are the prophecy your ancestors prayed for. You are the evidence of covenant. You are the fruit of obedience. And everything that has felt delayed, relationships, resources, opportunities, clarity, will now begin to move quickly, move precisely, and move supernaturally. You are not walking into favor. You are walking into fulfillment. Now take this word and prepare your spirit, because everything is about to change. The weight will lift. The room will shift. The right doors will open. And when they do, you will not have to force your way in. You will not have to beg. You will not have to prove. Because what is yours is already assigned. And now, it is time. If this message confirms what you've been sensing in secret, if it calls to the deepest part of you, consider supporting this ministry with a super thanks gift of $20. Your support makes it possible to share these prophetic revelations with more people around the world. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Be sure to subscribe for more prophetic guidance, divine strategy, and timely revelations that confirm what God is doing in your life. Type I receive my release in the comments if this message confirms what heaven has already spoken. Blessing code 1717 is opening new doors for you. Now rise. Rise and declare it. You've lingered in silence long enough. You've waited behind the curtain, wrestling with whether you are truly ready, truly worthy, truly called. But I say this to you now with heaven's fire under my voice. Your destiny is not waiting on more evidence. It is waiting on your agreement. It is not waiting on more confirmations from people. It is waiting on your declaration. It is waiting on your voice. It is waiting on your yes. The heavens are not asking you to understand the entire journey. They are asking you to activate your place in it. You cannot delay any longer. You cannot shrink anymore. This moment has been written into the divine timeline, and everything you've endured until now is preparation, not punishment. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not disqualified. You are becoming. This is the moment of activation, not in the flesh, not in emotion, but in the spirit. You must speak life into who you are, and you must do it now. Say it with me. I align. I obey. I rise. These are not just words. These are keys. These are frequencies. These are spiritual passwords that unlock authority in realms you have not even seen yet. When you speak them, the angels respond. When you decree them, the dark forces scatter. When you believe them, heaven mobilizes. Because the gates are open, the watchers are watching, and the time is ripe for fulfillment. There is no more time to waste on what's left. No more energy to spend proving yourself to those who were never assigned to your elevation. The destiny moment you've prayed for, the alignment, the clarity, the release, it has arrived. But only your agreement will seal it. This is not the season to whisper your purpose. This is not the time to tiptoe around your calling. This is the season to own it. Walk in it. Speak it into the earth. The spiritual world responds not to good intentions but to bold declarations. You must now declare who you are. I'm chosen. I'm appointed. I'm rising. Speak it until your atmosphere shifts. Speak it until your old doubts break off. Speak it until heaven echoes it back. This is the full circle moment heaven has long awaited, where your surrender meets your assignment, and your obedience meets divine overflow. The time for wondering is over. The time for waiting is over. The time for walking boldly has come. Yes, they may not understand it. Yes, some may turn away. But don't you dare shrink to fit their comfort. Don't you dare dim your light to stay in rooms where darkness is entertained. You were never called to fit. You were called to lead. You were called to war. You were called to break chains not just for yourself, but for generations. Your voice holds weight in the spirit realm now. Your obedience has broken ancient strongholds. Your alignment has redirected your entire bloodline. And this moment is not just personal, it is prophetic. It was written long before you breathed your first breath that you would rise in this hour. Not just to be seen, but to be sent. Not just to succeed, but to shift the very atmosphere of every place you step into. Now is your time. Now is your hour. Now is your activation. Heaven is waiting for one thing: your agreement. Speak it. Live it. Move in it. And let the earth respond to your divine rising. Type I align. I obey. I rise in the comments and activate blessing code 1818. Your destiny scroll is now opening. You were never alone. Even in the silence. Even in the nights where no one checked on you. Even in the moments where your tears hit your pillow with no hand to wipe them. No voice to comfort you. Heaven was there. Not just watching, but documenting. Every tear. Every ache. Every growl of your soul. It was sacred. It was recorded. It was translated into divine language and lifted into the presence of the Most High. You've wondered why you felt so much pressure in recent weeks. You've wondered why your dreams intensified. why your rest felt disrupted, why your atmosphere felt charged. And now I tell you, there has been a silent exchange happening on your behalf. Yes, in the spirit realm, a divine negotiation took place. A covenant of your bloodline was being rewritten. The assignments of old cycles were being cancelled. The words spoken over you in ignorance or rebellion were being overturned in the courts of heaven. Angels gathered. Ancestors interceded. The cloud of witnesses leaned in. And while you wept, while you wrestled, while you waited, heaven warred for you. Because your breakthrough wasn't casual. It was contested. The enemy presented evidence. He brought accusation. He pointed to your past, to your missteps, to your flaws. But then the blood spoke. The blood of Jesus. And when it spoke, the room went silent. The record was erased. The accusations were silenced. And heaven roared, "This one is covered. This one is chosen. This one is sealed." You didn't know it, but your praise in the middle of pain opened doors you couldn't see. Your obedience, when it felt pointless, moved angels you'll never meet. The covenant you made in secret, to stay faithful even when it felt like nothing was working, that covenant was heard and honored. And because of that, doors that were shut for generations have now begun to open. What was stolen from your lineage is now being reclaimed. Territory is being returned. Inheritance is being restored. Not in your name, but under the name that is above every name. And you, yes, you, are the vessel being used to usher this in. The enemy thought your silence was surrender, but heaven knew it was strategy. The enemy mistook your waiting for weakness, but heaven knew it was warfare. There is movement now in the spirit. New contracts being written in heaven. New paths being cleared in the spirit. New mantles descending over those who stayed when it made no sense to stay. And you are among them. So no, your lonely nights weren't wasted. Your silent prayers weren't ignored. Your broken seasons weren't meaningless. They were divine transactions. You give God your pain, and He gave you purpose. You offered Him your isolation, and He responded with identity. You were being covered, while others were being exposed. You were being elevated in secret so your rise would be unstoppable in public. Because what is forged in silence cannot be shaken in noise. And what heaven seals no man can unseal. Now you will begin to see what you didn't even know you were praying for. Your name has reached heaven's chambers. The exchange has been made. The veil has been torn. And your access hath been activated. Now walk in the awareness of this silent transaction. You are covered. You are claimed. You are called. And you are carrying restoration for generations that came before and those yet to come. Type "I receive the exchange" in the comments to seal this moment. Blessing code 2323 is now active over your life and legacy. Now comes the turning. The season has shifted. The era has changed. And the same eyes that watched your pain, that mocked your obedience, that doubted your discernment, will now witness your reversal. Heaven has waited for this hour, not just to vindicate you, but to elevate you. Not just to restore what was lost, but to return it with interest. Hear me clearly. Heaven is tipping the scales. You are not forgotten. Not a single injustice slipped past heaven's watch. Every time you were overlooked, passed over, dismissed, misused, it was noted. Every false accusation, every secret meeting, every word spoken to destroy your credibility, your confidence, your calling, all of it was recorded. And now, justice is in motion. The ones who plotted are about to witness their own plans backfire. They set a trap, and heaven will let them fall into it. They spoke death, and now their own words will return to them void. What they plotted has become their prison. What they manipulated has become their mirror. They will see themselves in what they tried to put on you. And you, oh, beloved vessel, you will rise in their full view. They will have no choice but to watch. The table is being set in the presence of your enemies, not for your revenge, but for heaven's glory. This is not petty. This is prophetic. This is not ego. This is evidence. The Most High does not allow his righteous ones to be mocked without cause, nor without consequence. For a time, it looked like they were winning. For a season, it looked like they had the upper hand. But heaven does not rush justice. Heaven builds it. Heaven staffs it. Heaven waits for the perfect moment, and that moment has now come. You will begin to see strange reversals. The same voices that slandered you will suddenly grow silent. The same hands that blocked you will now be forced to release what they withheld. The same mouths that mocked your faith will now need your prayers. Because God is not just restoring your life. He is proving who was truly in alignment. You didn't lose your mind. You gained your authority. You didn't miss your moment. You matured into it. You didn't fall behind. You were pulled back to be launched forward. Everything they tried to label you as, heaven has rewritten. You are not bitter. You are bold. You are not broken. You are built. You are not behind. You are chosen. And now, the heavens open over your head, not with chaos, not with confusion, but with clarity and compensation. This is your reversal season. The low places are rising. The dry places are flowing. The quiet places are roaring. And justice, holy, unstoppable, divine justice, is moving on your behalf. So do not seek revenge. It is beneath you now. Do not defend yourself. Heaven already has. You do not need to respond to what no longer has access to you. Let the reversal speak. Let the elevation speak. Let the fruit speak. And to those who tried to stop you, they will not only see your rising, they will need your help when the reversal hits. And you, being full of mercy, full of grace, full of kingdom character, will bless them anyway, because that is who you are now, and that is why heaven chose you. If this prophetic reversal confirms what your spirit already knew, consider sowing into this moment with a super thanks gift of $5, $10, or $20. Your support helps us continue to deliver these life-changing messages to more souls around the world. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Be sure to subscribe right now for more prophetic content, divine updates, and spiritual tools that will keep you sharp and surrendered in this season. Type "Justice is mine" in the comments to seal this divine reversal. Blessing code 1010 has now turned your situation in your favor. And now, as the heavens come to a close over this message, hear this last charge with your whole heart. You are no longer unseen. You are no longer misunderstood. You are no longer beneath. Heaven now reveals you, not because you asked to be seen, but because you were faithful when no one saw you. Not because you demanded recognition, but because you chose obedience over attention. Not because you sought platform, but because you stayed on your knees while others climbed ladders of ego. Heaven has not just marked you. It has sealed you. This is not an emotional lift. This is a heavenly commissioning. You are being sent with new sight, new authority, and new covering. You are not leaving this message the same. You are not walking into tomorrow the same. You are forever changed. You now walk as one who hath been seen by God, known by angels, vought for by heaven. You carry more than words, you carry evidence. You carry divine weight. You carry prophetic clarity. And this world will not be able to deny what rests on you. Receive this final prayer as a sealing of all that hath been spoken. Father, I release peace over this vessel. I release clarity where confusion once lived. I release boldness where fear once lingered. I seal this soul with the fire of obedience and the calm of divine protection. Let every step they take echo with authority. Let every door they walk through be a door you opened. Let every hand that touches them be directed by the Spirit. May no weapon form prosper. May no lie last. May no plot penetrate. They are covered. They are seen. They are sealed. And they are sent. In your name and authority, it is done. Amen. You are not who you used to be. You are not where you used to be. You are not waiting for breakthrough. You are walking in it. So now, rise. Boldly. Quietly. Powerfully. You've been seen. You've been chosen. And now, you've been sent. But remember, before midnight on June 12th, obey. Don't delay. Don't debate. Don't explain. Just move. Just align. Just trust. Heaven is not asking for perfection. Heaven is requiring surrender. That's all. That's everything. And the moment you step in obedience, everything changes. The gate is open. The time is now. The Spirit has spoken. Type I am sealed, seen, and send in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now activated over your life.